Hey.
Hello, everyone.
How's it going?
Thanks for joining us on this Monday night, I think. I've completely lost track.
It feels right, yeah.
It feels like a Monday,
yeah.
kind of. We're really glad to see you guys. The theme tonight is pretty great, and we've had a lot of submissions, so I wanted to warn everybody up front that this session might go a little longer than normal, but that's because we have so much great material to go through.
Yep.
Once again, if you're new or if you need reminded of any of the information about what is happening here, who we are, and what Mario's is, it's all down in the description, which is right below this video. If you click show more, you'll get info and links and mailing list signups and the link to the donation box or the contribution box. So that's all down there if you need it. What else? Okay, the theme today.
Very great theme.
The theme, I'm very excited. So the last session was pretty silly.
Yep.
Maybe overly silly.
Maybe.
I don't know if that's the thing, actually, on the Mario's virtual session. But today's theme is not so silly. It's more refined.
Serious theme.
Serious.
Yeah.
But not in a bad way.
No.
But it's serious, yeah. So the theme is poetry and literature. And we have some amazing submissions from our guest leaders and also some from the community that we're going to share with you. And we're dressed as college professors here today. Actually, I have plaid pants on. I want to show you. I thought that maybe plaid pants would be good for poetry and literature day.
I think that seems right.
Yeah. But then I put them on and I was like, what sort of shirt goes with plaid pants?
Plaid, probably.
Oh, I missed out on this opportunity. Maybe I'll go change. Okay, anyway, so our theme is poetry and literature. If you have any pictures that you want to share with us relating to the theme, we might be able to get a few of your pictures on the live cast later, so just send those to tunes@tune.supply. Okay, and our guests tonight, I'll introduce them now. We're going to do a set first, but our guests are John Redmond on accordion, Matt Stapleton on guitar and singing, and also dramatic arts.
Yes.
And then we have our special guest tonight is Troy MacGillivray, coming all the way from Nova Scotia, and that'll be happening later. Is that all the special guests today?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. But before we do that, we want to just right off the bat dedicate the first set to all of the emergency medical personnel and the essential workers and everybody who is keeping New York safe and running smoothly right now. But in particular, we want to dedicate this to a special group of people. Ryan Dooley got in touch with me the other day and asked if he could have Mary's phone number to send a friend of his over to Mary's. And this friend, let me make sure I have this. The friend's name is Chad Newman, and he's a paramedic from Vacaville, California. And I hope I'm saying that name right. Was that Vacaville?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And so Chad and his team has been ordering food from Mario's every so often for large groups of people, which I think is so cool and just a great partnership that's been made between them. And I hear that Chad is a big fan of the chicken pot pie.
Oh, it's so delicious.
Which I am too, actually.
Yeah,
That's what I got when we walked up to see Mary. So we want to give a shout out to Chad's team. I know you guys are watching tonight. Thank you for everything you're doing for the city, but also thank you for supporting local business and our local pub, which is so close to us. And most small businesses are having trouble right now, so we really appreciate you supporting Mary and eating all her delicious, delicious food.
Yeah.
Okay, and as a thanks, we want to play this first set for you, and everybody at home can join along. The set is John Brown, the Emancipator, in G, followed by the Legacy Jig, also in G, and then we'll end off with Handsome Young Maidens in A major. So Chad and your team, thank you so much for everything you're doing for us. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We could have had some fake applause.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Okay, cool. So let's see. I think we should just get right into the tunes. I mean, we just had tunes, but into the guest leader tunes because we have so much to get through today. But before we do this, so earlier today we did a new thing, which I hope everybody heard about, but in case you didn't hear about it, Tune Supply is doing a new project where we have our teachers from our roster teach twice a week one tune for free on the YouTube channel. And we started it today at 6 p.m. I went first and I taught Miller's Maggot. And the reason I selected that tune was because it's one of the tunes that John is doing tonight. So if you were at that session, get your tune ready. It's going to be coming up in this next set, which is also the pre-announced slow set for tonight. If you want to know more about this new initiative, you can go over to the Tune Supply page and just click on the new link at the top that says, what does it say? Virtual
learning.
Virtual learning.
Yeah.
Yes, virtual. We don't even know what it says
because we have it up here.
We literally
here
just made it like a few moments ago.
There's the link if you're looking for it. You can't actually click on that, but you could type it in.
Yeah.
Tune Supply/virtual learning.
Or just go to Tune Supply and you'll see it. The next one is going to be on Friday with Alistair White from the Battlefield Band, previously from the Battlefield Band at 6 p.m. So there's information about that at that site. Okay, without further ado, let's get John and Matt up for the first set.
Hi everyone, welcome to Murio's session. My name is John Redmond, and with me this evening is my good friend Matt Stapleton. And how are you, Matt?
I'm doing well, John. Thanks for asking. In good health and in good spirits.
Good to hear. Good to hear. So, I'd like to welcome everyone, especially anybody that hasn't been to the session before, and hope you enjoy the music, enjoy the evening. And I'd like to thank Caitlin and Chris for putting all this together, and also a couple of the Mario's stalwarts who have been very instrumental, excuse the pun, in helping put this together also, and they would be Miriam and Bob. And it's great. It's great. Well done to everybody. And until we all meet face to face, I think this is wonderful. So I'm going to start off with a joke, Matt. What do you think?
I love a good joke, John. Go for it.
All right, cool. So here we go. A Roman walks into a bar and puts 2 fingers up in the air and says to the bartender, "Could I have 5 beers, please?"
A number joke.
So with that, we're going to start off with a few jigs. These are an old Solace set, and a good Mario's set as well. And they're called Timmy Clifford's, Stan Chapman's, and the Miller's Maggot. And these are especially for TJ. So they're in the keys of G, A major, and G, for anybody that needs to know that. So here we go. 1, 2. I'm going to make a cup of tea. Would you like one?
I would love one, John. Thank you.
All right, cool.
Cup of tea sounds nice.
John made me a cup of tea. Actually,
that's so nice of John.
I know he's making cups of tea. I know that he's the master tea maker.
Yeah.
And has very specific requirements for how the tea is made.
Of course. Which
I respect greatly. Well, on the subject of drinks, I usually like to talk about what we're drinking.
Yeah, why not?
I'm having rooibos tea, and I don't know if that's how you say it. Do you know?
I don't know.
Rooibos is how I say it. I have some nice rooibos tea in this my coffee mug from a radio station in Nome, Alaska.
Amazing.
That I played on a while.
Cool.
And my tea features honey from my sister and brother-in-law's bees up in Alaska.
That's great.
So I'm pretty happy with this. What do you have?
I've got some Aberlour whiskey. This one is the Abuna, which is their like sort of heaviest one, I think. It's really nice.
I feel like that goes with poetry and literature.
Yeah.
And tea.
You selected the most potent one.
Yeah. I might have some of that later. I know this is silly, but I love to hear what you guys are drinking at home, so put it over in the comments. Gives me ideas for what I should drink in quarantine.
Yeah.
Next. Okay, so we're going to jump right into the theme, speaking of poetry and literature, and both John and Matt have extensive experience in theater and literature and poetry and all these sorts of things. So John is actually going to give us a poem.
As we mentioned earlier, our theme for this evening is poetry and literature. And as this is National Poetry Month, I'm going to read you a poem by the wonderful Mr. Seamus Heaney. And I'd like to thank Miriam for suggesting this piece, and it's called Digging. Between my finger and my thumb, the squat pen rests, snug as a gun. Under my window, a clean, rasping sound when the spade sinks into gravelly ground, my father digging. I look down till his straining rump among the flower beds bends low, comes up 20 years away, stooping in rhythm through potato drills where he was digging. The coarse boot nestled on the lug, the shaft against the inside knee was levered firmly. He rooted out all tall tops, buried the bright edge deep to scatter new potatoes that we picked, loving their cool hardness in our hands. By God, the old man could handle a spade. Just like his old man. My grandfather cut more turf in a day than any other man on Toner's bog. Once I carried him milk in a bottle corked sloppily with paper. He straightened up to drink it, then fell to right away, nicking and slicing neatly, heaving sods over his shoulder, going down and down for the good turf, digging. The cold smell of potato mould, the squelching slap of soggy peat, the curt cuts of an edge through living roots awaken in my head. But I've no spade to follow men like them. Between my finger and my thumb, the squat pen rests. I dig with it.
Lovely.
I just got chills
Yeah.
at the end.
This is the perfect way to celebrate National Poetry Month.
Yes, and we didn't plan it like that,
Yeah.
much as I hate to admit that.
Right.
But I'm glad that John reminded me of that. Actually, NPR reminded me of that a couple days ago as well.
Yeah.
So it's very fitting. On the subject of literature, I decided to pull out some books from the bookshelf.
Mm-hmm.
They're not I wouldn't say they're my favorite books. I'm just gonna show them because there's some interesting stuff. But I'm a little sad to say that like my current favorite books are actually on my Kindle right now.
Yeah, we've sort of lost touch with the.
I know, and I've resisted the Kindle for so long.
One of my favorite things when I, was in college was to go to the used bookstore and get books, like stacks of books for $2 each. And I feel like I just don't do that anymore.
I know. So I don't have my physical favorite books here. You didn't get your favorite books out. You could still do it. But I'm going to show some books. They're not my favorites. They're just some selections from my bookshelf, just for fun. Okay, so let's well, this is one of my favorite books, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Wynne, Sand and Stars, by the same author as The Little Prince. And a lot of people don't know that he was also a full-fledged adult novel. He's not just a kid's author, is what I'm trying to say. And this book is just incredible. And I love Morocco, and it features Morocco, so I recommend that. This is a book that Dan Lowry gave me.
Oh.
It's called Highland Warrior, and it's a romance novel. Cost Dan $3.45 at the used bookstore. Wow. There's a backstory to this, so I'm not going to get into it right now.
Great.
You guys can all just speculate on why Dan gave me this. Okay. Okay, these are really cool. My grandmother wrote these books.
Oh yeah, these are very cool.
Yeah. She just passed away last year at 104. Amazing woman, and she wrote these books about living in Alaska in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Those are from my bookshelf. And my last selection here, my master's thesis, bound. I wrote this book, and I just remembered that I did it when I looked in the bookshelf, and I was like, oh my gosh, I wrote this.
I was wondering if you were going to pull that out to show it off on Literature Day.
It was, I wouldn't call it literature, but that's my thesis. Okay, so those are some selections from my bookshelf. You should grab some for later.
I might, yeah.
But okay, next we have one of our only special guest tonight. Troy.
We could do that, yeah, if you want.
Oh, I think that's next, right?
We were going to go to another set, but...
let's go to another set.
All right.
Let's go to another set. We'll have another set from John first, and Matt.
Hi everybody, welcome back. How's your tea, Matt?
Delicious, John, thank you. Nothing like a good cup of tea.
Good. Glad to hear it. Cheers. Also, when I was making the tea, I was thinking about the Roman joke, and
Yeah.
it reminded me of a true story that happened in the Bailbough Cafe. A friend of mine, Mark, he was behind the bar one day, and these three guys came in, and they were like half drunk, but the leader of the three was he seemed to be very proud of his knowledge of local beers and microbreweries and all that stuff. So he's kind of showing off to his friends about the whole thing, and so he's asking Mark about what beers the cafe has, and Mark is telling him, we have what's in front of us here, and also up on the blackboard, there's a list of beers, and so the blackboard is off to the right of the bar, and but also the blackboard includes like events that go on regularly in the cafe, and so one of those events is an Irish trad session that I've been doing there for years, and so how it describes that, it just says every Sunday, Irish trad music, and then underneath that it just says John Redmond and friends, and so your man is kind of drunkenly looking at the whole blackboard at the beers, and I think he gets confused as to what's what, and he turns around to Mark and he says, can I have a pint of that John Redmond there, please? And then Mark said he nearly died behind the bar, and he said, but Mark said, well, I didn't want to kind of, burst his bubble either, and about his kind of showing off to his friends. He said, so I made him a third of a pint of Guinness, a third of a pint of Bass, and a third of a pint of Harp or, Brooklyn Lager or something, and gave it to him. And he said, yeah, that's the pint of John Redmond. And your man, it's not a bad drink. And so your man tastes it and he goes, wow, that's really good. He said, I'm surprised I never heard of this before. And so Mark, so he went off with himself, happy, and sat down with his buddies. And Mark said it was just a classic kind of moment.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough chat. Will we play a few tunes?
Yeah, let's play a few tunes. Let's keep this thing going.
Yeah. Play a few reels? Yeah.
Reels, yeah. What did you have in mind?
All right. Silver Spear,
Mm-hmm.
Father Kelly's,
Yep.
and the Star of Munster.
Great.
All right. So these are in the keys of D, G, and A minor. So 1, 2.
Nice one, guys.
Woo!
All right.
That was a great story at
Yes.
the beginning. I saw Isaac has a great comment here. Redmond gracefully introducing the subtle art of between tune anecdotes.
Yep.
It is a subtle art.
It is, and it's important even on the virtual session.
It is. And some people have a lot less awkwardness than I do with the process, like John.
Right, like John.
Which has been very nice for me to. I'm learning.
Yes.
I'm still learning after all these years. Okay, and I screwed up the order of operations earlier. We are now going to have our special guest for tonight. This is Troy MacGillivray. Troy and I met, like almost 10 years ago maybe, doing the Far North Fiddle Festival up in Fairbanks, Alaska. He and I and let's see, I can't remember, his sister Sabra and Jake Sharon were an original guest artist for the festival, and we hit it off, and we've been playing together whenever we can since then. Troy is in that YouTube video of mine that has so many views.
Oh yeah.
He's one of my favorite fiddle players to play with. So we're gonna try a little experiment here. I'm gonna play here with Troy.
Yeah.
We'll see how this goes. Okay, and you don't know the tunes, right? So you're gonna.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play. I don't know
Okay.
these. I don't play these ones.
Great. Okay. Well, let me get ready,
All
and
right.
we can
And
go
here,
over.
let's go over to Troy and get
Okay.
him up.
Good day, Caitlin. Good day, Chris. Thanks for having me to New York tonight. Over the internet, of course, since the border's still closed. Here in Halifax, and I'm just gonna play a couple of tunes. I hope you join in there, Caitlin. Or anybody who wants to play, go for it.
my gosh. Troy plays fast.
You made it.
That was great.
Incredible.
Wow, that was cool. Amazing. I haven't played with Troy in a while, and so that was pretty fun. I read that there was a shooting in Nova Scotia today.
Yeah.
And Troy was texting me about that. Troy, if you're watching, I hope you're doing all right. And gosh, there's no words when something like that happens. So we're sending all our love up north tonight. And thanks for playing on the session, even though it's a difficult time for everyone. Okay, Troy's going to be back later.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, I think it's probably time for a song.
All right.
Let's get Matt to sing a song.
Very good.
All right, I thought I would sing a song at this point. This is called The Worker's Song. It's by Ed Pickford. And John had actually recommended this song to me. He steered me towards Dick Hawkins' version of it. He had recorded it in the 80s, I think 1981. But it's as pertinent as ever with today with our essential workers, our nurses and our shop clerks and cashiers on the front lines, basically. In large part, just making minimum wage. So this song is a tribute to them. It's in the key of A, for those of you that would like to play along. And I don't know if you can hear that. There's a neighboring saxophone player through my window who's playing along as well. So please bear with the both of us here. So here you go.
Gorgeous.
Lovely. So good. That was great, Matt. Thanks for sharing.
You have like a trigger finger with the applause tonight. I'm liking this a lot.
Yeah.
Usually,
you've been asking for more and more sound effects. So.
Usually I want more sound effects, and Chris is like, no more sound effects.
Right.
But this is great. This is a good change of events here. I noticed that Matt has a map on his wall, as do we, and Matt has a map of Brooklyn there. I'm not sure which one it was. It looks like an old map.
Yeah.
This map here, I've been waiting for somebody to identify this map in the comments through all these sessions because it's actually a very famous map that is really important for all New Yorkers. It is the VL water map, and it is the original map of the underlying waterways that still run through Manhattan. So sometimes they've just been put underneath buildings and underneath roads and stuff. So sometimes there'll be a weird flood in a building in Manhattan, and they'll go to this map which was from 18 something, and they'll see like a historic waterway that still runs under the buildings. It's pretty cool. The reason I know this is because I'm a map nerd. I used to work in spatial data analysis, and so of course the only thing I want on the wall is maps. But I'm really glad to see that Matt also has a map on his wall. It's weird in these days you see into people's houses when you didn't used to be able to do that because of Zoom and all this. Very interesting. Okay, it's the halftime. It's way past the halftime, but this is going to be a long session tonight because we have so much good stuff. Yeah. But it is now time for the halftime, and that means that Mimi Buell is going to have a poem for us. And tonight it's perfect, as it is always perfect, but tonight it's particularly perfect because it's poetry and literature night.
Already we're at the second poem of the night.
There's
great.
More.
Yeah.
And there's more. Okay.
All right, let's hear from Mimi.
Hi, Mario's friends. An especially awful poem tonight since it's poetry and literature evening. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, John. Thank you, special guest Troy. With you guys to lead us, we sound good as bok choy. You are stars in this biz. You're the best that there is. And thank Chris and Caitlin, and thanks Tune Supploy. Today we musicians will celebrate writers. A combo as rich as a super collider. Mixing up these two arts makes bigger than sum of parts. A dynamic even more out of sightier. Chip into the box if you can, please. Stay safe, stay healthy. Can't wait to see everybody. Eat your kibble.
What was he reading? Wow. I was trying to see Hemingway.
I'm not
Did you get the name?
I didn't catch it actually.
Oh shoot. Josh. Oh my gosh, so great.
Cute.
Oh, I can see it in this one. Oh, I can't see it. All right. So as Mimi said, the sessions happen through contributions from the community in virtual times and also in real life, as I've been saying. Except that our contribution box is virtual now, just like everything else, and it's located down there in the description to this video. So hopefully you can find it. There's the real box. You can imagine that you're putting your money into the real box. Pay what you can, play what you can. That's our motto. And as always, if you are between jobs or without a job, as Mimi says, then no need to put anything in the box, but the contributions pay for the leaders, and then if there's extra, it goes towards sustaining this as long as we can. So thank you in advance, and we hope you guys are all doing all right in this continuing crazy world that we are in.
I love that people seem to have noticed that Josh had a very appropriately timed sigh in the poem.
I know.
Yeah, that was great.
There's actually more dogs coming up later.
I'm very excited.
I'm very excited.
A lot more to come.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot more to come. Hopefully you guys stick around. Sorry for the length. Okay, and don't forget about the Mario's soundboard, which is just to watchers of the session. It is unlinked, so you have to watch the session to get the address. If you type that into your browser, you can get your own personal sound effect board, so you can be like Chris and push whatever buttons you want. We didn't add anything this week. It's the same ones as last week, but we'll be sure to add more soon. I think we should put some woos up there for next
Woo!
time. It scared me. Okay.
You'll find all the sound effects for you that your heart desires over on Mario's soundboard.
Okay, let's go over to the another set of tunes from John.
Sounds great.
Hello everybody again. We are going to continue with a few jigs in a minute. And we're probably going back to a fairly basic, good session set of jigs. What do you think, Matt?
Sounds great. Nothing like a good set of jigs.
Okay, and they're going to be the Connaughtman's Rambles into the Kesh, into the Tar Road to Sligo. All right, and these are in the key for anybody who's following along. These are in the keys of kind of D, G, and B minor D. So maybe a little bit kind of more of a clip. Matt, what do you think?
Great.
And take it from there. All right. 1. Lovely stuff. Great stuff, Matt.
You too, John.
We need that. That's a different variety of woo there. That was like a whoa.
It's more guttural.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
might have John. You might have to give us a copy of that one.
Yep.
Maybe we should have a separate soundboard for woos.
Completely like its own page.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need it.
It's necessary.
Yeah.
We'll work on that. Somebody asked earlier what Avocado is reading, and it's funny you should mention, because he actually, I just noticed that he's got a library back there. Did you notice that?
Not until just now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what he's got
Okay.
here in the library. Oh, he's also, oh wow. He's left a little letter for us. Look at this. A little letter in an envelope.
Wow.
Let me see what it says. Wow, a little note. It says, Dear Caitlin and Chris. He knows our names, that's good.
That's good.
2 things. 1, please feed me more. He's getting fat
He
already.
is getting fat,
Okay,
yeah.
no avocado, no. Number 2, when are you going to let me play in the session? Love avocado. We should get him some lessons.
Yeah.
This is because he's asked before, and I don't know.
He's not ready.
He's not ready. Okay, avocado, you got to practice more. But let's see what he's reading here. Three books here. Okay, well, he's reading a little book about Amaros. I didn't know that's what he liked.
Yeah.
So it's got some recipes and stuff. A travel guide to Marrakesh. He probably got jealous of me going.
Yeah.
And wants to go.
Yeah.
And dirty French.
Appropriate for.
Everyday slang from. Okay, there's 4 words I can't say it. Okay, so we learned some things about avocado.
Yeah.
He speaks dirty French. He wants to go to Marrakesh, and he drinks Amaro. That sounds like some other people I know.
Who?
Okay, on that note, let's move on. So we have our second dramatic performance tonight. This is probably the thing I'm most excited about from this whole night. It's a sonnet with both Matt and John. I'm just going to leave it there because it's spectacular.
Good evening, friends. It is National Poetry Month, so in keeping with the theme of our session tonight, I thought it would be fun to recite a little poetry. And if you haven't seen already, go online and search for Patrick Stewart reading sonnets. He's been going through while we've all been in quarantine and reading sonnets for us. I think he's been starting at the beginning of Shakespeare's sonnets and working his way through. But definitely check that out. It's definitely worth your while. So I thought I would follow his lead and recite one of Shakespeare's sonnets. This is one of the later ones, Sonnet 130. I think it's one of the funnier ones. So just to keep things light, I thought it might be fun. And do have a very, very, very special guest joining me this evening. Might be, turning things on its head here a little bit. So while I will be reciting the poetry this time, he will be providing a little musical ambiance to set the mood. So please welcome our very, very special guest, Sir Patrick Stewart.
Good evening, everyone.
Sir Patrick, cue music. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses, damasked red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant I ne'er saw a goddess go. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. And yet, by heaven, I think my love is rare as any she, belied with false compare.
Wow.
Patrick Stewart came on the show. That's incredible.
I thought it was going to be John Redmond.
No, but it was Patrick Stewart. It's so cool.
Oh my gosh.
And I had no idea Patrick Stewart plays the accordion.
No, I didn't either.
So great.
Wow, the session is getting really
Getting huge.
big.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I have no words. That was spectacular. Thanks, guys. During the sonnet there, I said to Chris, "Is that a Star Wars shirt?" Because now I think everything is Star Wars since I've been studying Star Wars since the last one.
Right.
And then I saw in the comments that it's a loon, which is one of my favorite birds. I should have been able to recognize that. Sorry. Okay. I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
Yeah, a little bit.
We haven't eaten anything all day.
Yeah.
And, when I think about literature and poetry, there's like one food that comes to mind for me.
What?
Well, do you have a food that comes to mind for you?
No.
Oh. Well, rice.
All right.
We should have some rice in a little bit.
That sounds great.
Okay, I'm only saying that because that's all we have is rice right now. But
we're in quarantine cooking here.
We're going to put in our order. Mary, could we get some just rice, just plain rice with some soy sauce on it?
Yeah.
And while Mary is preparing that for us, you guys can order some food if you are also hungry. And I think we should do another set with Troy.
Yeah, I think we got Troy on the line here, so.
Cool. Okay. All right. So let me get ready here.
All right, here, let's see. I think we've got Troy up.
Thanks for having me back. How about a little Joni Madden tune here?
Amazing.
All right, nice one, guys.
Okay, I have to teach Troy to say hup between the tunes.
Yeah, right.
I never know what's happening.
Yeah.
That was great. Those were, the first one was the cat's Meow, which some people put in the comments there. That's written by Joni Madden. And the second one, I am not sure of the name. I think it might be called Morpeth's Rant, maybe. I'm not sure. If somebody knows, maybe Isaac knows, let me know. And then the last one I think is called, some people call it Tripping Down the Stairs, and I know it by another name, Green Fields of Antrim, but nobody else knows that name. So lots of things that I know are wrong. So it's probably Tripping Down the Stairs. But you guys can correct me if those were incorrect there.
Yep.
Great. Okay, so, oh, yes, we have pictures.
Some pictures, yeah, great.
So we did have some people send in pictures today, and so we're gonna show those. Let's see who
What do we have first?
Oh, this is fitting.
Yeah, perfect.
This is from TJ. Pretty cool poster, and I think he said he got to go to this performance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want to introduce?
Oh, yeah, this is from my parents again. They sent in their very old, what looks to be very old copies of The Lord of the Rings. Very nice.
Who is this from? Oh my gosh, I didn't write it down.
Angela Botzer, yeah.
Angela Botzer. Excellent. Some Yates. Oh, this is the winner again this week. Let's stay on this one for a moment because there's a lot of details here. So this was sent in by a bunch of the Mario's regulars. I'm going to tell you exactly who's here. It says, the attached, please find a display of some distinguished and cultured literary pets from the Mario's session. The display features Mimi's Josh as Josh Joyce, Felicia's Zoe as Virginia Woolf, Rogan's Winnie as William Shakespeare, whoa,
Great.
and Sarah's Rogue as Margaret Catwood. Oh my gosh. Okay,
That's
you
great.
guys can go back and pause that later.
Yeah.
Just to see all the details there. Incredible.
And a couple
Okay.
more that came in since we started here. I get those up.
Yes, this one is from Zach, and this is pretty meta. That's a picture of John on the screen during this session,
Yep.
and he sent that picture. The internet is going to explode now, I think.
I think we just broke it.
Yeah, we broke the internet. Okay, and then this is the last one, right? This is Puck, her overflowing bookshelf, which is how bookshelves should be. And I think she's watching as well. So hello to Puck. Is that all we have?
That's all we got, yeah.
Cool. And seeing Puck's picture and name remind me, as some people were saying in the comments, that the Swan and O gathering is canceled this summer.
Yeah.
And Maine Fiddle Camp,
Yep.
which is pretty devastating to me and I'm sure to you and to the scene as a whole. So we will keep doing our part to try to keep people together and try to think of ways to do that as time goes on. But I'm really sad we won't see each other at those events. Okay, what's next?
We have
Let's see
another
here.
video element, right?
Yeah, the report from the field, actually, I was sent a song. And the song is going to be the report from the field this week because it goes with the theme, and also there's dogs in it. So anything dogs really gets moved to the top of the list. So this is from Melinda Halford.
Hey, Caitlin and Chris, thank you so much for keeping the music alive and bringing that beautiful session to us twice a week and keeping our spirits up. This is a poem by Yeats, set to music by Sean Doyle, John Doyle's father. I learned it from John Doyle. The actual poem has a brother in it instead of an uncle, but it sounds better with uncle, so I'll keep it that way because that's the way that John taught me. And Capo and Kaylee are helping me. When I play on my fiddle in Dooney, folk dance like a wave of the sea. My cousin was priest in Kilvarnet, my uncle in Mahawabui. When I pass my uncle and cousin, they read from their book of prayer. But I read from my book of songs I got at the Sligo Fair. When it comes to the end of time, with Peter sitting in wait, he will spy on the 3 odd spirits and welcome me first through the gate. for the good are always the merry, saved by an evil chance. And the merry all love to fiddle, and the merry all love to dance. When I play on my fiddle in Dooney, folk dance like a wave of the sea. My cousin was priest in Kilvarnet, my uncle in Mahawabui. And when the folks there spy me, they will all come up to me, saying, here is the fiddler of Dooney, and dance like a wave of the sea.
Beautiful,
Nice one.
beautiful. How did she get the dogs to sit there like that,
I don't know.
so calmly?
Yeah.
Those dogs were actually in a previous session. You might have recognized them. They were.
In a picture, right?
There was a picture of
Yeah.
them. I can't remember which week.
Yeah.
But they're gorgeous
Yeah.
dogs. Thank you for the song, Melinda. Okay, we just got a few more things tonight. As you all know, I enjoy pulling old pictures of the leaders, if I have them, from my vast reserves of old pictures. And I just have a few here. The first one, I think, is with Matt. This is not that old. It's a couple years old. But this, I love this picture because it captures to me the true vibe of a session. Everyone is just blissed out in this picture. That's me on the left and Matt in the middle. And then that thing over on the right is Alan Murray's beard.
Amazing.
And that picture was taken by Ian Toft.
Looks like it's at Hartley's.
It's at
maybe, right?
Hartley's. Yeah, it's at Hartley's. Yeah. Okay. And then we have a older picture. This is maybe 10 or a few more, maybe 10 years old. This is a still from a video that was filmed at O'Neill's for Irish TV station, and that's John on the left. And oh my God, I'm forgetting the name. Oh my God, his name has escaped me. Isaac. Who is that? Tell me in the comments. Okay, and then this is a really old picture, and I don't know any of the backstory on this, but Mimi sent this over, and that's John playing the box.
Amazing.
How cool is
That's
that?
great.
Incredible. Okay, great. The rice is done.
Oh, great.
Would you like some?
Yes.
Here you go.
Thank you.
And here's some soy sauce for the
Thank
rice
you,
if you
yeah.
want to just like slather it on.
I do.
These are bowls from Marty Baldridge in Fairbanks, Alaska. I got a raven and you have a chickadee.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go to our last set of tunes from John and Matt while we eat our quarantine rice. And let's see what they've got.
Hi everyone. Hope everybody is still doing well. Matt, how are you?
I'm great, John. I've been having a lot of fun.
All right, Matt. Do you mind if Grover sits a bit closer to the action for this set of tunes?
Oh, not at all. I love Grover.
Yeah, I told him that one of the tunes we're going to play is the Mouth of the Tobique, and he got very, very excited.
Yeah? Why is that?
Yeah, his great grandparents, I think, might have been from Quebec, so he loves this tune for some reason, and so I said, yeah, come on, sit up closer, and I said, well, we have to ask Matt, and Grover's going, oh, Matt's a nice guy, Matt won't mind, and I said, yeah, I know Matt's a nice guy, but I said we still have to ask him out of, courtesy. So thank you, and as regards to set of tunes, Mouth of the Tobique, into Dinky's, into Frank's, into Esther's. G, D, A, E minor. All right, 1, 2. right. Grover is happy. We're all good.
All right, guys.
Grover's happy. We're all good.
Yes.
That was a classic Mario's set also. Well, it's a classic John set that gets played at Mario's.
Right.
And there's actually, if you attend Mario's in real life, there's choreographed dance moves to that set.
Oh, yes, right. We should have put them up.
How? Like
on the screen? We should have put them on the screen.
Like an icon that does a little dance?
No, like us doing it.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay, just at that moment.
Yeah.
Okay, next time. We'll have John back on. We'll do that. Okay, so we just have one more thing. Chris and I are going to play a set of tunes for you, but I wanted to read a piece of poetry since it's poetry and literature.
It would only be fitting if we had a poem.
Yeah, and I was choosing between Neruda and E.E. Cummings, which I know E.E. Cummings is a little basic, but he's also my favorite. So
Great.
I'm going to read some E.E. Cummings, and it's a poem about spring, about April and spring and things renewing, and seems strange to think about those topics right now, but I was out on a walk with Chris last night, and we noticed that the trees are starting to have their leaves come out, and the birds are chirping, and all sorts of things the world continues turning. So on that note, I'll read you this poem by Cummings. And I'm not actually an actor, or I don't have any skill really in theater besides just standing on the stage and playing, as I usually do. So this is going to be bad, but that's okay. All right. When faces called flowers float out of the ground, and breathing is wishing, and wishing is having. But keeping is downward, and doubting, and never. It's April. Yes, April, my darling, it's spring. Yes, the pretty birds frolic as spry as can fly. Yes, the little fish gambol as glad as can be. Yes, the mountains are dancing together. When every leaf opens without any sound, and wishing is having, and having is giving. But keeping is doting, and nothing, and nonsense. Alive, we're alive, dear. It's kiss me now, spring. Now the pretty birds hover, so she and so he. Now the little fish quiver, so you and so I. Now the mountains are dancing, the mountains. When more than what's lost has been found, and having is giving, and giving is living. But keeping is darkness, and winter, and cringing. It's spring, all our night becomes day, oh, it's spring. All the pretty birds dive to the heart of the sky. All the little fish climb through the mind of the sea. All the mountains are dancing, are dancing.
That's lovely.
Thank you, I wrote it.
Yeah. You didn't. All right.
I hope you guys are able to at least see outside, get outside, and experience spring coming. April's always been my favorite month, actually, partly because of the Duna Folk Fest, which we weren't able to go to this weekend. It was supposed to be this weekend, finishing up. Yeah. Okay,
all right,
well, let's play
one last set, right?
Let's play one last set on the note of spring. And Chris selected these tunes, and I think they're great. The first one is called the Cordal Jig, and the second one, we forgot the name, but we just remembered it. It is Martin Wynne's.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Yes.
Martin Wynne's number 2. So just those two to finish off. Play along. After this, I'll tell you the leaders for next time, and then we'll be done. This is our longest session so far, but that's just fine. Okay. Just 2 times each. Okay, ready? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4. D there for a moment?
Yeah, sure.
I felt it. I like the B minor end on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks for sticking around. What do I have to say? If you have a few bucks to throw in the tip jar, that goes to our leaders and to keeping this session going. The link is down there in the comment. Sorry, I always say that. It's in the description. In the description. Yep. And today is Monday, so we have a session happening on Thursday, which has some great leaders. It's always great leaders. I always say that. But it's Mae Flanagan. Rose Flanagan. Oh my God, I gave away the special guest.
Oh no.
Rose Flanagan and Johnny Cuomo are the leaders. And then our special guests are Mae Flanagan, Rose's daughter, and Brian Conway, Rose's brother. So it's a family affair. We've got all of the Flanagans, Conways, all coming to the session, which is really exciting. And then the theme is Earth Day, because I believe Earth Day is on Wednesday, I think. Is that right?
Is it the 20th? I forget.
Well, today's the 20th. I don't know. In any case, the theme is Earth Day for the next one. And we'll have a guest who will do a little video about Earth Day. So, and the other thing to remember is on Friday, Alistair White is going to teach his live tune at 6 p.m. on the Tune Supply YouTube page. Make sure you're on the email list so that I can get that information to you, or just go over to the Tune Supply page and check out the new virtual learning section. Whew, that was a lot.
I think that was it.
Do you have anything to add?
No, just a huge thanks to John and Matt and Troy for joining us. That was fantastic.
Yes.
Great tunes, guys.
Yes.
And what else?
Yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to go eat some more rice.
Me too.
Okay.
All right.
Have a good night.
Good night,
See you
everyone.
on Thursday.
Thanks for everything.